Hi, I'm Marika Hamilton, founder of Dealing with Healing, and we're in Spring Mill State Park somewhere in Indiana. I don't even know where we are, to be honest, but I thought this was such a beautiful setting, and I just wanted to bring you a personal message from me, because when you're dealing with cancer or any kind of disease that has a traumatic diagnosis associated with it, there is stress, there's worry, there's fear, and there's anxiety a good part of the time. And here's the first thing I want you to know. It's okay to be afraid. I'm afraid a lot of the time. And I know you probably see my videos and you think I got my shit all together and everything's good all the time. But you know what? We all have those down moments. And I want you to know that that's totally normal and it's totally okay. The first thing I'd recommend you do is just acknowledge that sometimes you're going to have bad days. Whether you have cancer, any other disease or not, we all have bad days. And it's okay. They'll pass. And once they're past, you'll be riding that curve right back up again. I'm not suggesting that you just stay at the bottom of a pit and be depressed all the time, because obviously that's not healthy either. But it's also not healthy to kind of deny those times that you're feeling kind of sucky and sad or depressed or frustrated or grieving, whatever it is. Those are all normal emotions, and it's way better to experience them instead of always suppressing them. Okay, the second thing I want you to do is find a safe person to talk to. This is really, really critical, because when you're surrounded by people who love you, who have a vested emotional interest in your health and the outcome of your treatment, it makes it really hard to share the scary times with them, because they worry about you all the time. And once they worry about you, guess what? That's another problem you need to fix. And that's why it's really useful to work with a coach, with some therapist, with somebody who's outside of your emotional influence. To me, it ended up being my physical therapist who worked with me on dealing with lymphedema and things like that. That was actually a really great resource. I could kind of spill my beans, tell her exactly how I was feeling, cry if I needed to, and you know what? There was no judgment, and it was a safe spot. I didn't have to make sure she was okay, and this is really, really critical, because what happens is you keep all of these things inside, and the emotional burden and overhead is really huge, and you need to reserve that energy for other things like healing. And last tip, here goes. You don't have to be a perfect patient. There's a lot of pressure involved in that. I know a lot of times we hear people make comments like, oh, she always had a smile on her face, or always had such a great attitude, or I never heard her complain not once about anything she was going through. And these are always nice things for people to think about us, but it also puts a lot of pressure on you. Some days you don't feel all smiles. I mean, let's face it. Even if you feel great like I do, there are things that trigger my anxiety, and I am right back at that place where I'm terrified again. And guess what? I don't have a smile on my face. The important part is not to stay there, but don't feel like you have to live up to be this perfect patient so that you can inspire other people. It's not about other people. It's about you. So take that pressure off, because you just don't need it. So you can kind of see where there's a whole psychology of stuff that makes it really, really hard to deal with the situation and really feel like you're going to be okay. So quit judging yourself. Just relax. Have those bad days when they happen, because you know what? I have way more great, fantastic, fucking fantastic days than I do bad days. But the bad days are still there. Can't do anything about that. So anyway, I hope that helps. I just wanted to get real with you and let you know where I'm at, and hopefully that'll cut some of your learning curve off of what you're going through. Here's to our good health. I'm Marika Hamilton.
Hey, it's Marika. Are you looking for that safe person to talk to? Well, I might be just the right person. Head on over to my website and click on the link that says one-on-one coaching and schedule a 30-minute call with me today for free.